I did. Okay, so let me post this real quick. Post. Okay. I always forget to do that. Da-da-da. Okay, that's up there. Okay, almost ready to submit this ChatGPT prompt. I wish that would register. Oh, I forgot enhance. Let me do the enhance thing. Let that happen. Gotta figure out a better way to get those up there. Okay, getting ready to start this prompt. I'll read the prompt. I just got to check a few things, so bear with me. Okay, that's an easy one. Almost ready to, I'll read you the prompt here shortly. Okay. Got another quick pass. Almost ready to start here. Co-host, okay. Which reward do I want to focus on here? Okay. What's up, In the Loop TV show? Welcome. Okay, so here we go. So I just updated my ChatGPT to the latest version, which is called, it's 5.6 Sol, S-O-L. And I've been playing around with it for a few hours, and so I had to, it now has the ability to control your computer, but you have to turn on Use Computer, the Use Computer plugin. Then you do that inside of ChatGPT, and then you have to enable some permissions depending on the program you want it to use. So I chose Photoshop. So I just quickly told it, create a new flyer to promote this Thursday's karaoke with Renee, for example, using Photoshop. And that was the prompt. And so it started to run, and I had to turn on the permissions for Photoshop and for ChatGPT. So there's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 permissions I think that I had to enable, and then a couple of restarts of ChatGPT. So during that initial process, it kind of interrupted that initial Photoshop image creation. And so I had to launch ChatGPT again because it had to be shut down for the permissions to take effect. And then I just told it to, continue where it left off. And I sat here. So the first one it was 25 minutes from the time I told it to create a Photoshop file to the time that it ended or was done, and actually had a Photoshop file with all these layers and everything. It was 25 minutes. So, which is kind of a long time, but also I could have put in that prompt, and I could have went and did the dishes and then came back, and and the thing would have been totally done with some different options and all that. So I'm super curious about, first of all, I'm happy about this. So I'm the kind of person that has really embraced AI in what I do. I know a lot of people are afraid of it and its capabilities, and eliminating jobs, but I don't see it that way. And it has, I've been using ChatGPT for over 3 years now, and I think it's just an amazing tool. I use it in, at least a few different ways. And so when I kind of hear about a new feature or something, I'll embrace that. And hi, Dollified, how you doing? Welcome. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you chilling out. Just messing with the ChatGPT update where it can actually control my computer now. So I was just explaining that I did something with Photoshop, and it created, I literally sat here and watched it move the cursor and, all this stuff and create layers inside of Photoshop. It took about 25 minutes, but, and then the next one, I asked if there's any way it could go any faster, take shortcuts, or just, I feel like most of that time was that it seemed to have pauses in between almost like every little step, allowing me time to interrupt it if I needed or if I wanted to, So it wasn't just like, rapid fire running away with your computer or something. So I asked if it could cut that time down or do anything faster. So the next iteration, I basically had it do the same thing over again. That went down to 21 minutes, so 4 minutes faster. And then I was like, man, look, you're still taking way too long or whatever. And I was like, I want you to just take all the shackles off, go as fast as you can, turbo mode kind of thing. And hey there, I think your name was Ashley, if I remember right. Ashley Hers. Thank you, I appreciate the likes. And so that was, so I took all the shackles off of ChatGPT, and it created 4 different social media dimensions of these graphics in about 5 minutes. And again, I literally just sat here and watched it kind of do this stuff on the computer. A lot of it is behind the scenes, but if you're keeping ChatGPT up. Mary, hello, how are you? CJ Brooks, how are you? Welcome. I'm experimenting with the new ChatGPT. I'm getting ready to run this new script to have it use my DaVinci Resolve and actually edit a video. So I haven't launched that prompt yet. I was letting everyone know that I had just used this version to create some Photoshop files, and so it's just been fascinating to see how that works. So I've already shot this footage that I'm getting ready to have it do. DaVinci is not open. I haven't launched the prompt yet inside of ChatGPT. It's sitting there in the window. You guys should be able to see it on wherever you're tuning in from. And I already told it where the files are, so it'll know where the footage is at. And so I told it to, so here's the prompt. I want you to create a new Resolve project called The Rents, that was the name of the band, and use footage that I filmed from the following path. And then I gave it the folder path on my computer to those files. I had up to 3 cameras going. Sometimes it was only 2. So you'll need to sync them all up early and then make a 1-minute video that features some of the best footage from my recordings. The master timeline should be 4K, but the footage is 6K, so you can definitely do some digital zooms and whatnot to keep things moving. And whatever effects you can, and add whatever effects you can to spice it all up. Have fun with it. So I tend to talk with AI kind of just like almost like I had a really nice assistant or a really good assistant. So I don't talk to it like a robot. You know how when you got a baby, you talk to it like a baby? Well, they say it's actually better to talk to it like, a normal person. Helps them learn faster, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, that might be my own theories too. But so I just tend to be pretty, very conversational with AI. So I didn't spend a lot of time thinking about this prompt. I'm not even sure if it's going to be able to do this. I was pretty amazed what it was able to do with Photoshop just as a quick, couple of prompts. And there were some things I didn't like, but I did train it, told it what I liked and what I didn't like. And so I'm curious to see what happens here. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and launch this. And let's see what happens. And you guys should be able to see whatever platform you're on. William, how you doing? William Ostapuk. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so it says, I'm using local app control because this job requires operating DaVinci Resolve directly. I'll first inventory the footage and verify Resolve access, then create the project, sync the cameras, build the 1-minute 4K cut, add movements, effects, and review the finished timeline. The source folder will remain untouched. So it looks like it's asking for permission. So I'm going to allow that. Joe Bartholomew, hello. Thanks for joining, guys. Having fun with ChatGPT. Jessica Pike, hello. So I just launched the prompt. We're less than a minute in. Okay, allow ChatGPT to use DaVinci Resolve, and I'm going to say always allow because I'm a pretty trusted individual with my robot overlord. And you can see it's launching it by itself. I didn't launch that, so I gave it permission to do that, and we'll see what happens next here. So I'm not touching anything. And like I explained with Photoshop, it tends to go pretty low. So here it's already popping up the create new project window. I'm not, hands are right here. I'm not touching anything. I wish it could go through these steps sooner. See, that's ChatGPT moving the mouse. Everything that's happening right now it's not me. So now it's created the new project. It named it The Rents. Hi, Steve Young. And we'll see if it can bring that footage in and how well it syncs it. Oh, like I was saying, it seems to tend to want to wait. Mubarak Ali. Sorry, I butchered your name. I wish it could move through those steps faster. I think it goes very slow so that you can interrupt the process if you want to or need to. But hopefully that sort of thing will be sped up with future iterations. So now I'm kind of sitting here waiting for, and I think what's happened is, so that screen went black. You can't really see what it's thinking. So let me take off the, see if I can do that real quick. Okay, good. So by default, I had my program thrown up to the external screen. So now you can see what it's doing inside of ChatGPT. Kind of shows you how it's thinking and what it's doing all along the way. What's interesting, it's going into Resolve's settings. I wonder what it's going to change. Allow it to connect to the internet. It's always connected to the internet. So I'm going to allow once is the only choice. So we'll do that. Resolve's own external scripting setting is already correctly set to local. The remaining issues that the workspace currently blocks even local app to app connections. I need permissions for a local connection to Resolve scripting interface. This is not uploaded. Oh, I see. Okay, so that was a setting I was unaware of inside of DaVinci Resolve. Oh, okay, so I see it brought in the files now. You can kind of see what it's thinking. Designing multi-track timeline with timecode sync. Sentient being? Hello? Just messing with the ChatGPT here and its new ability to control apps on the computer. So we're in DaVinci Resolve and I told it to edit a 3-camera shoot I did of live performance of a band from this past Friday. Guys, if you could each just send like 1 rose too, that would be very helpful. I got some TikTok rewards things I'm going through, so I just need multiple people, 10 people to send. Just a rose is all I need, 1 little rose. And click, it says close Resolve preferences, that was from earlier. Be curious to see how long this all takes. The Photoshop thing I did earlier, or it did, the first one was about 25 minutes. And then I got it down to 26 minutes, and then it was doing it in like 5 minutes. So it seems to be able to seems to get faster and faster and cut corners and all that to speed things up. Whoa. This is wild. It's like it was scanning the footage. I mean, apparently it synced up the footage on the timeline. I know the timeline's very small for some of you guys, so I apologize. I have a very wide screen for my video timelines, but these all popped in there. I'm assuming synced up, and then I saw the timeline scrubber fly by a few times, activating different layers each time. So it seemed like it was just taking a look at the footage. It says edited a file, read files, ran commands, viewed 3 images, viewed 6 images, evaluating image processing alternatives. So again, I'm not touching anything. After I gave it the prompt to edit this footage, my hands have been off. So the mouse you see moving, the stuff that you see happening inside of DaVinci Resolve, the editing program, none of that is me. So, and this is the first time I've done this. I did something with Photoshop earlier, but this is the first time I told it to do something with DaVinci Resolve. So my expectations are low, just because I feel like it's so complicated to edit something like this down to a good succinct. I told it 1 minute. I want 1 minute of like some good moments, and so we'll see. We'll see what happens here. So it's viewing images. I'm assuming that just means the video files, because we've got no photos in here. Choosing Cam 1 audio and planning. running command, choosing Cam 1 audio and planning title overlay. This is pretty bizarre. User 3810367199510. Hello. Might as well get that one in there. CJ Brooks. Can't remember if I said hello. ST4V4. Hello. The cameras are synced by embedded timecode, and the 4K sync timeline is built with all 3 angles on separate tracks. I reviewed matching frames across the show and selected a strong later performance section where the singer, bassist, guitarist, and full band angles all have been useful coverage. I'm cutting that minute now with the continuous live audio, punching hard cuts, reframe from the 6K originals, stabilization on handheld details, and proper Gen 5 color transform. I mean, that sounds impressive and pretty complete, but still I'm skeptical that it's gonna have a cohesive product at the end of this. It started the time code at 1 hour, so it shows an hour and just a little over a minute. Diagnosing title insertion timing. Again, my hands are right here. I'm not doing anything. Preparing title overlay track. Edited files, ran commands. View edit track controls. Again, my hands are right here. I'm not touching anything. Target the title track. Analyze timeline track positions. This is pretty bizarre. I mean, I can't wait to kind of double check its work. I mean, just, you know, bring the files in and syncing them up. I mean, I did jam sync the video footage, so I'm sure that was a big help. If I hadn't done that, I'm skeptical as to whether or not I could sync up that footage. But maybe. Seems to be doing some background stuff. Designing SVG to PNG transparent title overlay. It's designing a new overlay to bring in. So I'm assuming it will import it in here. Yeah, this is kind of crazy. I mean, even just what it's doing so far. I mean, maybe it'll just be totally whack, but I hope not. I think it'll, I hope I will be awesomely surprised. I was pretty shocked with the Photoshop thing it did. In the Loop TV show, thank you for liking the feed. Mubarak. Oh, Mubarak Ali. Hello, Mubarak Ali. Sorry I screwed up your name earlier. I had a teacher back in high school. His last name was Mubarak, Mr. Mubarak. So I should have recognized how to pronounce that. Please give the feed a like. Send me a rose if you can. Just one rose. I just need one rose from like 10 different people. Actually, I only need 8 more. Okay, so it just dropped in a graphic that it created on the timeline. So some of you, it may be hard to kind of see what's going on. I've got the ChatGPT window up above. Maybe small, depending on what platform you're looking on. But so there's a lot of behind the scenes thinking, but every once in a while you'll see stuff happening inside of my DaVinci Resolve window here, which is the long one. See, it seems to be scanning footage and checking things. It created all this. Like, this program wasn't even open when I gave ChatGPT its prompt. I just gave it a quick prompt. I said, use footage from a folder on my computer, sync it up, and make a 1-minute edit from that footage. And from there, it just started running. I haven't touched anything since then, and it's showing me what it's doing and how it's thinking. And I saw the footage come into the timeline and into DaVinci, and then it suddenly like laid it out on a timeline, and it appears to be synced. I haven't touched it, so I haven't verified. I haven't like double checked, its work. But as of right now, we're seeing multiple edits over the course of a minute, but it's still thinking. So I'm gonna wait till it gets completely done before I do anything, and it'll be obvious when it's done because it'll just look different at the end. Because right now I could stop what it's doing by hitting the blue stop button. Okay, it looks okay. The master cut is now exactly 60 seconds at 3840 by 2160, 24 frames per second. The opening title composites correctly over the performance. The color transform and reframes are present on every shot, and spot checks at the opening, midpoint, and final second all look clean. I'm rendering the finished 4K H.264 now, and then I'll verify the exported file's duration, resolution, and audio. So it's even going further with that. TikTok, 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 4 o'clock. Hello, thank you for joining. Drop me a rose if you can, just one rose. I just need 8 more people to send a little rose. We're having fun with the new ChatGPT. I've let it take over my system. I told it to put together a video edit, which it's doing that and more, because it's apparently exporting a H.264 file that I didn't even ask for. I haven't touched the keyboard or the mouse for it's probably been about 15 minutes. I'm just kind of watching it evolve and watch it work and move the cursor around and basically edit video right in front of my eyes. So I'm excited to kind of double check its work and simply just look at this 1-minute edit that it just did all by itself. I'm kind of blown away already. So it seems to examine things and then write a script for itself behind the scenes, and then it implements it, because when it does something in the program, it seems to happen very, very fast. So it's not like the whole time you're literally seeing a mouse move around and clicking like I would as a simple human. But yeah, so it seems to kind of plan this all out and then just initiate it, and then it just fires away, and then you're suddenly looking at a edited timeline. Corrected render format usage. Okay, so it's still working here. Here's my hands, not touching anything. And I'm going to do a little audio check, check, check. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay. Tabitha, hello, how are you? Thank you for joining. We're just exploring ChatGPT's new capabilities. I have it completely, I gave it a prompt and it just took over my system, and it opened Resolve, and it brought in footage from my computer and created a timeline, and it's editing. You can see the ChatGPT window above there, and it's just kind of working. So I'm not touching nothing. It's literally running this program, DaVinci Resolve, right now for some editing. A 3-camera shoot that I did of a live musical performance of a band from Friday, and we're just kind of watching it here. It's been about, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. A lot of behind the scenes thinking, and then suddenly stuff will happen on the timeline. So I could literally give it a prompt and then go take off and do dishes and come back, and theoretically I'd have something done. This is the first time I've done this in DaVinci, so I have no idea how good it's going to be. I'm a 30-year veteran of editing video and shooting video, and so I'm going to be pretty picky. you know. Just Lorenzo, hello, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you stopping by. Okay, so now it says it completes it, so it's giving me a finished. Okay, so I think it's done. Completed the DaVinci Resolve project, the rents. 3 cameras synced by timecode. Separate sync timeline preserved. 60-second 4K master at 24 frames per second. So I told it to create a 1-minute edit from these 3 cameras, and basically, what was it, an hour show, I think. Reframing, digital zoom, stabilization, and color treatment, and opening title. Continuous live stereo audio, which I didn't get very good live audio. I was trying to patch into the soundboard, and let's just say I didn't get it. I'll just leave it at that. So the audio probably won't sound great, but okay, source footage left untouched. Watch the finished 4K video. So I must have already exported it, and so I guess let's do that here. So I'm going to pause that. Let's see what happens. Video previews aren't supported. Okay, so where do I open this at? QuickTime Player. Here we go. Mikey Sings. Hello, how are you doing? Let's see what this created. I'll put it up here so it's bigger. And so this is the 1-minute edit that ChatGPT totally created on its own after my prompt, my simple prompt. I told it to edit the 3-camera shoot that I did on Friday, live musical performance, and it took over DaVinci Resolve, and it came up with this edit. So I have no idea what to expect. I don't know if it'll be like, it's a pretty decent rough cut, or it's going to be, I don't know. So here's the first viewing of this. I did not touch anything. It totally laid this out on the timeline, synced up the cameras and all that. So let's see what happens. Let me make sure that's, oh, that wouldn't be, okay, don't need that. Okay, so here we go. And it has no audio. Why doesn't it have audio? So it said that it had, so it must not have got good audio or something. Yeah, or it chose the wrong audio layer. See, that's that was the handheld camera in between actual good shots. There, picked a good shot. It's doing a weird flash in between, which I'm seeing that on the timeline. There's it looks like a 1 frame gap in between these different cuts. So that's a real simple thing. I don't know why it would put a gap like that between these cuts. She's not even singing, it's not the lead singer. So this is probably kind of maybe about what I expected. I did expect there to be audio, so I'll have to figure out what happened to the audio. I'm not even seeing a waveform on there. Okay, so it was interesting to see it do its thing, but ultimately that first one was a bit of a fail. I mean, it's kind of cool that it created that little lower third. It totally created that from scratch, which is no big deal. I could have done that pretty quick inside the program itself. But okay, so we don't have any audio here. So it chose the wrong. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go back to ChatGPT because one of the things I've discovered is that with with AI is that you can I mean you train it. You can train it on what you want it to do, and it'll learn what your expectations are and your preferences and things like that. So instead of just saying like, oh, clearly it's not capable of doing this kind of edit, I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to say, okay, here's some things that you did wrong. Let's fix those and see what happens. So let me see here. Actually, can I do it through here? ChatGPT, you would like to access my phone? Okay. So your edit did not have any audio. It looks like you chose the wrong audio level, or the wrong audio layer, rather. You chose a layer that didn't have any audio instead of the layer or the camera angle that had the audio. So you'll need to fix that. Hi, Kardastan. Welcome. We're just refining ChatGPT here. And then another thing I noticed on the timeline is that in between each cut, there was a frame or two of black, which doesn't make any sense. So we'll need to eliminate those gaps. So go back into that project and fix the audio, first of all, because we didn't hear them singing at all through any of it. And then remove those little gaps. Okay, so we're gonna feed that to ChatGPT. Kardastan, drop me a rose if you can. I just need a simple rose from like 6 more people. Would allow me to finish a reward. Okay, so I'm going to take out where I was talking to Kardastan. Okay, so there's the new prompt. So let's get back in here and get ready for the changes. Kardastan, what's up? Just Lorenzo. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Be curious to see. So it did its, it was probably a 20-minute job on the initial edit, but it didn't have any audio. It chose the wrong camera for the audio track. So I told it to fix that, and then to remove the black. Look at the net in here. There's like black or gaps in between the cuts. So it would flash to black, which doesn't make any sense. Okay. Allow once. That's my only option. So let's see. We'll see what happens on this tweak. Okay, so so here's what it said. You're right. Those are both real edit defects. I'm going back into the rinse now to identify which camera has the usable audio, replace the silent track, rebuild the cut boundary so every shot lands frame perfectly, and re-render the corrected master. I'm using Resolve's local control workflow again. The existing project and source footage will remain intact while I replace the faulty master timeline. And the next, loaded a tool. I'm also correcting the underlying cause of the black flashes. Resolve treated the source out points as exclusive, so the first build shortened every shot by 1 frame. I'll rebuild with contiguous boundaries and verify every adjacent cut numerically before exporting. First, I'm measuring each camera's audio rather than guessing again. See, so this is the kind of thing that where you can really help rather than just give up on ChatGPT or whatever AI you're using. Have patience and kind of work with it and tell it what you like and what you didn't like and what it did wrong and all that. And I mean, it gets better and better at recognizing what you're telling it and fixing it. It's just really amazing. So give it another shot here. I'm sure we'll start to see things moving around in the timeline. Okay, the audio test found the exact mistake. Camera 1's embedded track is effectively digital silence, about -90 dB, while camera 2, the active close detail camera, contains the full live mix at healthy levels, about -18 dB average, -7 dB peak. I'm rebuilding the master with camera 2's continuous audio and corrected exclusive out points. The old timeline will be retained only as a clearly labeled backup. There's actually 2 cameras that had audio. I think it was actually camera. Okay, we'll see what happens. Oh, see, here it goes. So this is all, I'm keeping my hands above the table so that you guys can see that it's just kind of doing its own thing on the timeline. So now I'm noticing that those black spaces are gone, so fix that, and now the timeline or the audio has actual audio waveforms, so I know the audio's there. It's already laid in the overlay. It looks like it's probably wrapping up already. So fixing that was pretty quick, I'm assuming. Quick, okay, and it's even exporting it, and then it's going to allow us to view it inside of ChatGPT. So this step is kind of unnecessary. I could have just watched the timeline, and I could tell it that too. I'll tell it that on the next one because we don't need that step. So this will be interesting. Okay, calculating precise timeline, duration, and marks. It's probably going to give us a little wrap up with the preview up there. Try to remember to tell it to skip that step because we don't need to wait for that. So it looks like there's a few more people watching. So we're just using ChatGPT's new capabilities to control your computer. I did some earlier with Photoshop with a quick prompt to make a karaoke flyer for Renee's Thursday karaoke, just as an exercise. And I saw it take over Photoshop. I saw its cursor move. I saw it creating layers and doing all this stuff. And I just sat here in amazement and kind of watched it work. It wasn't perfect, but I told it what I didn't like, and it made some new ones. And it, after I think 3 or 4 tries, mostly it was about speed. My first complaints was about how long it took because, it took about 25 minutes on the first one, 21 minutes on the next one, then 5 minutes on the third iteration. Just telling to, try to go faster and cut corners and, because it felt like it was waiting for me to, or it was going slow so I could interrupt it if I needed to, almost like a kind of a safety, type of thing. And so I just, then I came over to DaVinci, and on this feed, I told it to create a timeline using footage from 3 different cameras of a live musical performance that I just got. Two continuous cameras, and then one handheld where I was moving around and cutting. And it got us one version, but it chose the wrong audio layer, and then there were some little black gaps in there. So we watched it, and it looked okay. There was one weird, there's one camera that was like drifting, so it shouldn't have used that shot. That was the handheld shot, but it did. And so we'll see if it does a better job. I didn't mention that sloppy thing that it got in there, but we had no audio, so it was kind of hard to even get into it. Might be totally off. So we'll see here shortly. I would imagine it'll be done any minute now. Redesigning cut sequence to avoid black frame. Where's the black frame, I wonder? Running command. Okay, the corrected master is built. All 13 edit boundaries. Oh, okay. So it just took away all the thinking that was showing us. And okay, fixed and re-rendered. So this is ChatGPT. Replace silent camera 1 audio with camera 2's live stereo mix, which I guess it looks okay. Removed 1 additional black frame found inside a source shot. Verified audio at negative 14 dB average, negative 5.1 dB peak. Scanned all 1440 exported frames, no black frames detected. Retain the original faulty timeline as a labeled backup. Watch the corrected 4K video. Okay, so I'm going to pause the music. And we're going to pull this up. And we'll bring it up here. Go full screen. All right, let's see what we got. Yeah, the audio's obviously off. That looked right. So it was probably using, it was probably making an adjustment. It shouldn't have used, what is that? Okay, so that looks like it's just off by a bit. So it probably didn't sync up the layers properly to begin with. That's probably what's happening here. That doesn't look right there either. Okay, so not really a good edit. There's almost no value to that because it's just the audio's not synced. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to figure out what happened so that I can tell ChatGPT, so I can be very clear on what it did wrong. So let me see here. Okay, so it turned off. None of these are linked. Okay, so it looks like, if you look at like this right here, just going off of the waveform, Okay, so what is this? So that is probably my camera 2. That's the handheld. And that's the wide shot. Okay, so it kind of stacked it differently than I... So I might tell it to... I'm not sure that I could tell it how to fix that, because this was... Okay, so it's these two are... Oh. Oh, so this is this one. So which camera is that? Camera 2. I must have made the mistake of not... how did I not record audio? Oh, I bet I know what it is. Let me see here. Audio. Let's go mono. No, that's not going to do it. Well, I must have... it's hard to explain what happened that night without boring everybody, but yeah, I did get good audio from the thing, and they started singing, so I needed to get back to the cameras, and I knew I had 2 cameras that were going to be getting audio, so I'm not sure how I can tell it to fix this. I may just need to... Hello, WNYLUC93. What would that be? Something Luke 93, YNW. Welcome to the stream. I'm just working with the new ChatGPT here, seeing how well it can basically control my computer and my DaVinci Resolve to do an edit, a 4-camera edit. So the first time it did it, it had no audio because it chose the wrong audio layer, which seems simple. Like, I don't know how you would, just assume camera 1 was the one with audio. And then it had like little black cuts in between. So I had it fix those, and it did get the audio, but it looks like one of the cameras was out of sync. So it didn't properly sync the footage to begin with, which is just going to have a ripple effect on the other stuff. So maybe what I could do is I could do that. Let's see. How can let me see here. So that looks good. Okay, so I think the audio is not quite synced up. Is that what's happening here? Yeah, so you can see... I mean, that's weird. That would be off by that bit. Because they should have been jam synced. I did jam sync them. Unless I made a mistake. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to... I feel like I need to link these together. I don't like that they're not linked. I'm going to link those. I'm going to link these. And then we'll have this. Wait, did that link it? No. Okay, now they're linked. Because otherwise the audio and the video will be skewed. Okay, so I just want to try to do, I want to do as little as possible because I want to tell ChatGPT kind of what it did wrong. And then I'll tell it that I fixed the sync so it can give it another shot. So, but I got to figure out how I can do that without audio. So it's yeah. So is that the wide layer? No, this is the wide. So the wide. So this one is good, right? Okay, so that audio. So that's the wide shot, and that audio is, I mean, good. And let's see. Let's find some. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so it's basically that bottom layer that is out of sync because it has no audio. Why didn't the time code match up, I wonder? Because I jam synced it, so I'm not sure why it wouldn't be synced up. But there appears to be. No. Okay, Nat. Change track type to mono. I'm not really sure why I did that. I was hoping to see a waveform pop up. This will be fun. This is going to be fun to try to sync up here. All right, let me see if I can look for a Ted hitting the drums. That'd be handy. There he goes. Oh, that must be okay. So I can see his. The foot drum or the kick drum, I think it's called. Okay, so he hits it right there. That must have been cymbal. So it's the first time he hits the cymbal. So I'm going to mark that. That's where I want to try to find on this layer. And I don't want to move the other layers, so I got to be careful here. Oh, no, wait. Wait, was that the visual? Crap. No, that was. Oh, okay, I think I'm tripping, actually. Okay, this one right here. Okay, there we go. That. Okay. Wait a minute. Why does it look like it's lined up? How could that be? Oh, wait a minute. It is synced up. Oh, yeah, these are all synced up. Okay. Wait, so what happened in here then? Let me try this again. Let me see. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, so let's try this again here. So I'll turn on the dictation here. Your edits do not seem to be synced up with the audio at all. I'm seeing edits in the video, but I'm seeing one continuous audio layer. So I feel like you chose random video shots or shots of video, but you didn't keep the music synced up. So the layer of audio that you chose is okay, but you have to make sure that any shots that you use, make sure that the video is lined up with its audio. Period. Also, you don't need to export video. When you're done, just leave the timeline and let me know that you're done, and I will review it on the timeline. There is no need for you to go through the time or trouble to export a separate video file when I can just look at it on the timeline. So that will be my preference always. Give me another edit. Also make sure that when you choose the handheld shots, that you don't choose moments where the camera is shaking all over the place. Okay, we'll leave it at that. So we'll see, so we'll give it a third chance here. Hello, Kardastan. Hello, Mikey Sings. Hello, Just Lorenzo. Hi, Tabitha. I can click on the button over here too. Oh, actually, I don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm not doing any editing. Talking to people on TikTok. We got detected activity during your current live. Oh, okay, shoot. It thinks I'm slacking here. Come on, I'm working here. Once again. I wish I could make that not happen. That's annoying. Okay. Okay, so chat says, you're right. The previous cut treated matching timecode as if it guaranteed performance sync, and it doesn't. I'll make a new timeline using only angles I can verify against the live audio waveform. Camera 2 will remain the master audio. Camera 3 will be aligned to it by measured waveform offset. I'll leave camera 1 out because its audio is silent, so I can't verify lip instrument sync reliably. I'll also limit handheld coverage to stabilize low motion sections per your preference. I'll leave the finished timeline in Resolve and won't export another video. So it's kind of learning, it's learning my preferences, learning what I want and what I like. But I can already see it's going to have another problem because it sounds like it's going to, it sounds like it's not even going to use camera 1 because its audio is silent, so I can't verify lip instrument sync reliability. But it already had laid out a timeline that has all 3 cameras synced up. I just verified that. So it kind of, there seems to be some kind of disconnect from, what it did with the sync and the cuts that it's grabbing. I mean, if I were doing this, it would be, there's multiple ways that you can make that pretty easy. So I don't know. We'll see what ChatGPT does and how it does this third attempt. And and we'll see. We'll see. Still pretty fascinating though. designing audio cross-correlation scripts, running command. You'll probably see some motion here in the timeline or inside of DaVinci Resolve. Guys, while we're waiting for the dramatic results, if you could, I just need a few more people to drop just a single rose. I just need a rose from like a couple different people. I think just 6 people. I forget how many. You know, I'm just doing these weekly rewards things in TikTok. Getting spammed on Kick, it looks like. So you got that text. Okay, ChatGPT is still thinking. Planning segment extraction and scoring. We're just massaging ChatGPT. So, you know, I always kind of think long term with ChatGPT as I use it for projects, you know, like writing. And I'll tell it to submit something, you know, my instructions or my preferences to memory so that it will do or not do certain things on future projects. So I'm going to take my time to kind of work with ChatGPT here in this editing in the hopes that it can save me time with some of the basic stuff down the road. You know, if it knows kind of my style and what I want and how I shoot and how the audio is and all these different factors, then it will be able to do a better job quicker with less instruction because I've already kind of worked with it before. It's like a really good assistant with a really good memory. So it's been about 7.5 minutes on this third attempt. Planning motion analysis on camera 2 segments. Waveform checks across the performance converge on camera 3, being about 1 frame ahead of camera 2, so I'm compensating by 1 frame in the new edit. I'm also simplifying the cut pattern. The locked wide angle will carry the performance with only 4 short handheld cutaways taken from sections that were already stabilized and measured as low motion. Okay, interesting. So I got to think how I want to instruct it on this next one. Because typically, what I would do with a shoot like this with three cameras, it was two lockdown cameras with two different lenses. One was wide to capture the whole band, and the other lockdown camera was just on Lori, the lead singer. And then I was traveling around with a handheld camera. And was cutting in there. I had other things I was doing, and I was talking to other people and stuff like that. So I wasn't, you know, if I was doing, a normal shoot, I would never stop. I would never cut my handheld camera. I would just keep it rolling, so that once they're synced up, they're never off. So then once I have those three cameras synced up, including their audio, with the good audio, preferably. I didn't get good audio this time, although I haven't checked the Lark microphones, which is, I was trying to patch in the soundboard and we couldn't get a good audio feed out. That never happens. I'm really burnt about that. But so once those are all synced up, I would find the spots where I got good handheld shots, and I would cut away the slop from that handheld camera. And then now I know that I've got in these little sections. So now I have kind of a visual representation of kind of where those moments are on the timeline. I can check that and be like, oh, here's a good 10, 15 seconds where I know I've got the third handheld camera on a good shot. And now I can go, from the wide and then to the handheld, then back to the tighter lockdown camera. And I can go back to, a lot of times I'll move from one guitar to the other on the handheld shot, or from vocals to guitar or keys on the keyboard. Here's ChatGPT working DaVinci Resolve here. It's working the program. Okay, the motion auto confirms two handheld areas are very steady, and a third has a clean 2-second window. I'm excluding the shakier handheld section entirely. The new timeline will also include muted scratch audio reference tracks beneath the camera cut, so you can visually inspect the waveform alignment against the active continuous master audio in Resolve. Okay, verifying the sync to Resolve timeline. View the finished Resolve timeline. So anyway, yeah, so I can find these short little windows where I know I got some good switching of cameras for variety, and then I would, cut. So here's 5 seconds, 3 good camera angles, put those in a new timeline, and then I can, and that audio will travel with it too. So, all right, so let's see. Okay, this is a minute. All right, let's see what happens here. I'll throw this up on the screen. I don't understand. So that audio looks correct, but that sync is clearly off. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. You can look at the waveform and see. And maybe. Yeah, so that. Oh, that's muted for one thing. Maybe that's what it was talking about. Okay, so what is this then? Okay, so I see what it's. Okay, so I guess it got a step closer. Yeah, the edit doesn't really make sense because it's hard to explain. Yeah, it's not a real cohesive edit. Uh, I could kind of immediately see value though in telling ChatGPT to create a new project and maybe how to organize it. I didn't do it this time, but I think I might start over and tell it how I like things organized because I always bring when I bring the files in, I organize it by the camera that it was shot on, which was something like this. It's almost like not necessary because there's only one camera on the whole time, so I'm putting one camera angle in one bin called BMD number one, for example. But it just helps me keep things organized. But I would also tell it and train it to, I like to have the wide shot, and I did things differently this time because I decided to use camera 3 as the wide shot, and that was going to have the audio from the soundboard with the left and right. So I was going to be using both mini XLR inputs to that camera for the left and the right. Couldn't get the sound out from the soundboard and also that camera because it's the non-pro 6K Blackmagic camera. It only has one XLR input. So I had to switch at the last minute to camera 2. Camera 1 was my handheld, I believe. Wait, is that right? Let me see here. Well, yeah, it's okay. So yeah, it was not typical for what I like, but I could normally tell it like, okay, camera 1 should be the wide shot, and then camera 2 would be the closer shot, but a lockdown, and then camera 3 would be, yeah, I'll have to figure out how to kind of massage that. Or I could just tell it to sync them up, and then I could just quickly rearrange them. But if it might be able to recognize visually, like I could say the widest lockdown shot, and then see that's what I should do. Okay, so what have I got to do here? Let me try this again. Camera, okay, so done. Resolve is left open on master waveform sync to review V2. Okay. Camera 2 remains the active master audio. Camera 3 was waveform aligned and compensated by 1 frame. Camera 1 was excluded because its silent audio prevents reliable synchronization. So I don't want that. I mean, I don't want to, there's no reason to do that. Only 3 measured low motion handheld sections were used and stabilized. Did I even see? Where's the handheld? Okay, there's handheld. And there's handheld. Okay, get the guitarist again. So he's getting all the love. Okay. So this will take a little bit to get my point across. Only 3 measured low motion handheld sections were used and stabilized. Muted reference audio tracks remain visible beneath the cuts for waveform verification. All 8 picture segments are contiguous with 0 gaps. All 8 picture segments are contiguous with 0 gaps. No new video was exported. Okay, so let me tell it. Okay, so we are not quite there yet still. The way that I prefer to have the initial timeline laid out for the different camera angle audio sync is to have each camera's video and audio linked when it's placed on the timeline. I like to have the V1 A1 layer be the widest angle that I have. In this case, the camera that I have labeled as camera 3 was the widest shot and was a lockdown camera. I had a second camera on a tripod that is tighter on the lead singer named Lori. And then the third camera, which was actually, I think, camera 1. That's how I have it labeled on the actual camera. That was my handheld camera. So once I sync up those layers and the handheld camera, I was starting and stopping recording. So what I usually like to do is to skim through the footage and find those moments in the handheld footage that are slop or unusable, leaving only the good angles. So I would use the razor tool to make a cut, and then I would disable those parts of that video layer from that camera so that I'm no longer seeing them. Basically showing me that the enabled video portions are only good shots. Now I can skim through the timeline. I mean, this set was, almost an hour long. So I would like to have you try again and lay the camera angles out like I just instructed you and cut away all the unusable footage from the handheld camera. So I'm hoping you can recognize that the widest tripod shot and the other tripod shot are the two main cameras, and then cut away the unusable footage from the handheld shooting. And then I want you to go through and find, maybe 10, 15 seconds throughout the performance, in different sections, and basically use a razor to cut through all the layers of all three cameras with their audio, and then bring all layers, all those layers from the 10 or 15 seconds or however long you chose, and bring those over to the new timeline. So we've got all three layers in cameras stacked along with their audio. So that would be a very good way to use your services to allow me to move forward with additional edits. And all the audio will be synced, because I don't want to exclude camera 1 because it doesn't have audio, because we already know that the layer is synced up from you initially syncing up the cameras because you had the time code. So give it another shot with these new instructions. Whew. The hardest part is explaining to a robot what you want. I'm not very good at, I've been doing this for so long, all the stuff is so automatic in my brain. It's hard to articulate it, so I apologize for everyone having to listen to that. Let me turn the music back on, and I'm gonna go tinkle real quick. I'll be right back. Now I'm gonna go tinkle. I'm gonna mute myself. Oh, wait, okay, got it all out. Okay, and also I don't need that. Okay, okay, now it's clear. I'll rebuild the preparation workflow as V1, A1, camera 3, locked wide, V2, A2, the continuous tighter tripod shot on Lori, V3, A3, the start-stop handheld camera with every video audio pair linked. Okay, this is all correct, so it knew what I was saying. Handheld footage will be razor segmented. Unusable sections will remain visible, disabled rather than removed, so that's exactly what I want. A separate selects timeline will contain several 10-15 second excerpts from across the set with all 3 synchronized video audio layers stacked. I'll use the recording pattern, not the confusing camera number labels, to map the cameras correctly. I'm using Resolve's local control workflow again and will leave both timelines ready for your review without exporting a deliverable. And then it's working. I'm going to use Resolve's local control workflow to rebuild this as an editor-ready camera stack, then inspect the handheld material for stable, usable sections. I'll preserve the existing timelines and won't export a review movie. I've confirmed the camera identities from the recording pattern and sampled frames. The 2 continuous files are the locked wide and Lori tripod, which is correct, while the 7 start-stop files are the handheld. I'm now building the long synchronized stack with those exact track rolls. Then I'll create the excerpt timeline from stable handheld windows. So it understood what I was talking about. So that's good. Through all my fumbling of about 6 minutes of blabbling on, trying to figure out how to articulate it. So the goal here really is to train it how I like to at least start a project. So from the time I've got the footage on my computer, I could tell it to, okay, give me the basic treatment for this project. And depending on what kind of project it is, if it's a band performance, then that's what I'm working through right now. 3 cameras. It's going to go through. It's going to stack these up, and it's going to do all the stuff that I mentioned, and then leave it in a way that that's basically save me. I don't know, hour or 2 of the initial editing process just to get to the creative part. So kind of cool. And then, of course, there'll be other projects. You know, if I'm doing a TV segment, I mean, that's much more, I would say, nuanced, you know, because now we're coming in and out of interviews and B-roll and all these different, you know, elements. So I'd be curious to see how that goes. Okay, here it goes. It's working in the program. So my hands are up here. It looked like a lot of disabled clips. So there's 1 minute. Okay, the long stack is being assembled now. I'm cutting handheld layer into linked picture sound segments and marking disabled sections in red, while enabled reviewed sections get green markers. The 2 continuous tripod cameras remain intact underneath for the entire set. Oh, it actually named the layers. Oh, that's handy. Camera 3, locked wide, source. That's more organized than I normally do it. Lower A tripod tie, handheld. Okay, done. I left Resolve open on selects 3 cameras. Also created sync prep 3 camera linked to V3 with V1 camera 3 locked wide. V2 A2 lower E tripod close up. V3 A3 handheld start stop footage. Every camera's video and audio linked. 15 handheld sections enabled and 22 unusable repositioning sections disabled. Red green timeline marked for handheld review. The selects timeline contains 6 synchronized 10 to 12 second excerpts with all 3 video and audio layers stacked. Both timelines are 4K 24 frames per second with no gaps between excerpts. Nothing was exported. Okay, let's see what happened here. But this is all gonna be handheld though, right? It shows the end of the song. Okay, not a good choice there. Okay, so let's just solo this track. Yeah, so it's not choosing the handheld shots very well. Yeah, there's a lot of slop in there. Oh, got the replay on. Okay, let's see here. So I mean, these look too exact. That's exactly 12 seconds. This is probably going to be exactly 12 seconds. Yeah. So a little bit of a flaw in its thinking here. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. 12 seconds. Okay. All right, so let's try this again here. So I am still seeing some things that I don't like. And it looks like for some reason you were very mechanical about how you chose the handheld shots to use. In the first bit of handheld shots. You chose exactly 12-second clips approximately every 3 or 4 minutes or so. And I know for a fact that there would have been more usable moments in there. So I really need you to analyze the handheld shots and make sure that the shots are good and stable. You had chosen a lot of moments that was me moving the camera when I was just getting repositioned, and you shouldn't have used those. So let's make sure that you spend time isolating those handheld shots to only usable moments. Give it another shot. All right, we'll see what happens. Lock panel. You're right, the previous handheld selection was mechanically sampled, and that is not a valid substitute for watching the camera. Watching the camera work. I'll redo only the handheld review by examining it continuously, identifying settled compositions, versus reframes. They replace the enable section to reblend this text section from generally stable passages. I'm using the Resolve computer control workflow because stability and reframing have to be judged from the actual moving images, not from file names or evenly spaced timestamps. The earlier sampling method is being discarded. Interesting. Resolve computer control workflow because stability and reframing have to be judged from the actual moving images, not from file names or evenly spaced time jumps. Designing low-res proxy export for analysis. Planning handheld clips, timeline creation. This is so interesting. Hi, Tina McKinnon, or McKinn, from Instagram. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Just messing with ChatGPT. I'm just letting it control my computer, my editing system, DaVinci Resolve, and it is producing some interesting results. I wasn't expecting something to say. This is, you're seeing it control the computer right now. I'm not doing anything, so it's doing all that. Oh, did it just crash? I think it might have just crashed. Okay. See if it relaunches it. I now have a temporary 360p continuous review copy of all 7 handheld recordings, about 33 minutes solely for motion analysis. This is not a deliverable export. I'm measuring camera movement across the entire recording, then I'll visually inspect the stable candidate passage before changing the resolve timelines. So apparently it's still working, although it may not realize that DaVinci crashed. Oh, okay, it's opening back up. Inspect resolve status, so it must have realized that something was wrong. There's the project. Diagnosing quick export crash on low res render. So it even knows that it crashed. Diagnosing quicker for wrestlers. Okay, so it looks like it's exporting. Okay, some low res. Hmm. Very interesting. I'm not sure how it's gonna. So it looks like it took my handheld footage and just butted them all up against each other and is exporting like a proxy version. But I'm not sure what's going to happen because once you get past that first, point where I stop the camera, it's going to, unless it's embedding some kind of a time code sync or something. So I'd be curious to see how that turns out. I'm live.
What are you doing?
So ChatGPT just released an update and you can actually let it control your computer. So I gave it commands and I told it to pull in the footage of the rents and sync it up and give me an edit. And so it's like I'm just sitting here and I'm watching it use the program and do some. So it's, it's got some problems, but I'm training it to kind of edit like I need it to edit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating. I did the first thing I did interested. So right now it's, it was choosing my handheld shots that had a bunch of slop in there. So I'm just telling it to like, here's how I edit. I got my 3 layers, and then I'll cut out anything that's slop so that I know what remains is like the usable shots. And then I'll go through and I'll find some good moments and blah blah blah. So I'm like, so now, but then it ended up picking out, exactly 12 seconds every 3 or 4 minutes. It was like very mechanical about it. I was like, you were very mechanical about how you chose these. I really need you to
Look at the
analyze the footage and make sure that it's not shaking around and blah blah blah. And so what it's doing now is it's kind of exporting a proxy, and then it's going to examine that, and then, I mean, theoretically, and find out where the slop is and stuff like that.
Don't
So
let other people learn about this. They're gonna be. You gotta gatekeep this from them. They're gonna be.
no, this is this is not. This is still not for the faint of heart. I mean, it still takes patience to get. But going forward, after I've worked through all these quirks from this, once I bring footage in, I can be like, okay, I just dumped some new footage. Give me give me the basic cut on this, and then I could just go, whatever, ride my bike and come back in an hour to a timeline that's already been synced up, laid out, just chopped up,
Like a test
and save like an hour or two of work.
Well, you just got to make sure that it's not being mechanical and taking away kind of the beautifulness that you add to
Yeah,
it. But
I'm just having it do. I mean, for now, I'm having it do just the kind of the menial tasks that just takes up time. That's the basics before you can get into the creative stuff. But as I go on, like, I would think that it would, it's going to be able to start recognizing, ooh, here's a nice shot. Here's a nice shot. You know what I mean? Unlike what it's doing right now, it's going to have to look at the image and recognize, like, okay, here's a shot that I can use. Here's a shot I can use, and here's narration, and here's an interview portion, and blah blah blah, and just kind of weave it all together.
bam, boy,
So.
that's pretty incredible.
Mm-hmm. Any foods?
I was just about to say, are you hungry?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Food.
What kind of food?
In my mouth.
The food kind?
Delicious kind.
Meat kind?
Yeah.
Okay. I feed you. Love you, Daddy. Good job. Proud of you.
Love you. Thank you.
We're working on stuff.
What are you working on? Where'd you go?
We went a few places. I got to swim in his costumes finally. And we picked out my costume for the puppet show. I'm Cinderella. So cute. It's like this beaded dress. It's like legit. And where else did we go? I don't know. We've been running around, but we're cutting up some stuff right now to make arm things for us, for our costumes. Oh, where's your hole puncher? Your belt hole puncher?
It's in the toolbox in there. Probably have to lift up the top tray, and it'll probably be underneath if it's not on top there. So look at this, Renee, quick. Well, so it just got done, and now it's gonna like do the. Okay, never mind. You don't care. I mean, sometimes it takes like minutes for it to do something, but. Okay, the review copy is now Mike Indiana. Mike Indiana win. Is that Mike Semler? That looks like your picture. What's up, Mike?
Okay.
Mike Indiana win.
I'm very proud of you. I'll feed
Thanks.
you soon, okay? Are you starving?
No, but I would like to eat soon.
Maybe I make chicken.
Yeah, get that chicken made
No.
soon,
Yeah.
or at least provide me with a snack if you're gonna take forever,
I'll make you food.
please. Okay,
I
thanks.
feed you.
Thanks. Mikey. Mike says hi, Renee. What's up, buddy? How you doing? I'm just working with ChatGPT here. I'm letting it take over my menial tasks for the start of a new project. So it's just been interesting to sit here and watch it work, and I got to kind of talk with it and explain to it what I want. Working your ass off, of course you are. You're a hard-working man. What you working on? Just like work, or you got something else going on? How's the love life? You don't have to say it here. Okay. Yeah, so I just downloaded ChatGPT, and you can allow it to control your computer now. So I told it to put together a rough edit on this recent shoot that I did of a musical performance. So that's kind of what I'm working on here. Hopefully this isn't breaking up, because I know the computer was working hard exporting the stuff. So let me clear those. It should be good now. New foreman last Friday. Yeah, you're a new foreman, or you're working for a new foreman? Okay, the review copy is now past the first third of the handheld recordings. I'll retain irregular length takes, however long the composition stays settled, and cut precisely around movement rather than forcing every usable passage into a fixed duration. Okay, that's exactly what I want. So it understands me. You're the new foreman. Nice, congratulations, brother. Hopefully that comes with a pay raise. The full pass is roughly 3/4 complete. After the motion scan, I'll inspect candidate starts, middles, and ends. So a shot is only enabled when the camera is already settled and remains settled through the cut. The continuous motion scan is now running over the completed 33-minute review copy. This pass is evaluating frame-to-frame translation and rotation, which is what distinguishes a handheld composition from a pan, walk, or reposition. Okay, so we're waiting on, what are we waiting on here? Here we go. 33-minute review copy, listing files and handheld continuous review. Okay, I'm still curious how that's going to translate to the raw footage. ATEM software control would like to access the element. What? That seems weird, but sure. Have a good night, bro. Got to get up at 4. All right, brother. Thanks for tuning in. Get some sleep, and I'd say don't work too hard, but I believe in working hard, and I know you do too. So, all right. Talk to you later. Have a good night. Access. Okay, why is this asking for control of that all of a sudden? That's weird. It's interesting. Ugh, 4 a.m. I'm usually going to bed around 4 a.m. Damn it, I should have asked Mike to drop me 1 rose. Okay, at least I got the shout out. 50%. I don't want that. I want quick passes. $10 different gifts sent in your live. Boy, that's going to be a hard one. Okay, click reviews to comment. Please comment. so silly. I'm just being very literal, so that because I'm sure it's TikTok is recognizing my voice, and so it's telling me to. Well, it's telling me to invite your viewers to send gifts. So please send me a rose. I need 4 more roses to complete this week's little reward mission. So if you have 1 rose to spare, please send it. I know these are just going to get harder and harder. Invite your viewers to comment. Please comment, viewers. Oh, viewers, please comment. Okay, so the motion pass is deliberately conservative. Short bursts of stability between 2 camera moves will not automatically qualify. I'm looking for sustained holds with clean entry and exit handles. Then checking the actual framing for obstructions, missed focus, and awkward partial compositions. Oh boy, I hope it recognizes that I'm using a 50mm lens and there's going to be some purposefully out of focus or depth, high depth of field, or what would I call it? Rack focuses from a lens that is very shallow depth of field. Diagnosing quick export crash on low res render. Why is it doing that again? Didn't crash. I'm not even sure if I can do other stuff while this is happening, or if it could do it in the background. I got it. Oh. Please send me 1 rose, viewers. Oh, viewers, please send 1 rose. I only need 2 more roses. 2 more roses to complete one of my weekly tasks. Hello, hello. So please send me a rose, Mikey sings. Please send me a rose, Tabitha, who was on a long time ago. Let's see, did it get that? Whoops, that's not what I want. I do that, and I do that. Did I get it? Invite. Oh. I need 1 more. Okay, okay, why is it still doing that? Mikey, if you're still on, send me 1 rose. I just need 1 more rose. No, I need 2 more. Wait. I need to invite 1 more person to, which I just did. And really, I'm assuming you're off and I'm just using your name. Or maybe I need to use someone else's name. Let's see, who else? Who did I mention? Kardastan, send me a rose, please. Just 1 rose. Sentient Bean, please send me 1 rose. I invite you to send me 1 rose. Mary, I invite you to send me 1 rose. I'm inviting you to send me a rose. Amy. Oh, it's Amy. Not Ashley. Amy. Sorry, Amy. I didn't even see that. That was a long time ago. Doggone it. Idiot. Yay, I got it. Yeah, I got another quick pass. Okay. Those are my invites. So I got triple points engaged right now too. So I'm really trying to get as many of these fulfilled in the next 4 hours and 18 minutes. So this is kind of great. I mean, this is, I'm working at my computer and I'm live on TikTok. I know it's maybe to most of you it's not super interesting, but that was always the hard part about going live before is that it was like one or the other, and it doesn't have to be one or the other. So invite viewers to comment. Okay, so now please comment. Please comment in this stream. Mikey, Indiana Win. Please comment, even though you already did. Comment more. I need each one of you to comment, please. YNWLUC93, please comment. Kardistan, please comment. Mikey Sings, please comment in this stream. Just Lorenzo, please drop a comment. Tabitha, please comment on my live stream. People are going to be like, you're AI, bro. TikTok, it's 4 o'clock. Please drop me a comment. Sentient Being, please comment. User 4305976888228, please drop a comment. Hey guys, please comment. All of you, comment. You without a name, please comment. Mubarak Ali, please comment. Okay, I don't even know if it's getting all of these. Let me scroll back down here. Okay, what's going on? It's running command. So silly. The scan identified many more potential holds than the old 15 evenly sampled sections. I'm now rejecting visually poor candidates, camera obstructions, loose framing, focus misses, or a move hidden inside an otherwise low motion passage before rebuilding the enabled layer. Oh, boy, this is fascinating. Because I think that's what I was worried about, because sometimes I'll do a rack focus from like one guitar to the next. I didn't want it to miss those moments because those are done purposefully, and those aren't me repositioning or moving, or I mean I am reframing, but it's a usable shot. Invite your viewers to comment. Okay, got a couple of those. Please drop me a comment, guys. I would appreciate it very much. I'm trying to get these rewards, so I need everyone to comment, please, on TikTok. This is TikTok. I mean, comment everywhere. I'd love to talk to anyone. I got all the I'm on like 7 different platforms. So I'd love to see your comments. What do you think about Cheyenne? What's up? Go to TikTok and drop me a comment, for crying out loud. Or do you not have TikTok? Do you just have Instagram? How are you, Nisi? I was just telling someone the topic of Japan came up the other day. I think it was just yesterday. And I told her my Nisi was going to Japan. And I was jealous. I'm envious. But also very happy for you. That's so cool. You must have just popped in. Real short. Sorry, I didn't mute fast enough. Sunny Outlaw, what is up, brother? What's up, brother? I don't know why I said it like that. What are you doing, man? How you been? Talk to me. And if you have TikTok, go over to my live on TikTok. I need more people to comment and drop me a rose and follow me and what else and stuff. Anyway, enough about me. Whew. Okay, I don't know what's happening here. Been 2 hours. So I don't know how much you caught of what I'm doing here, Sonny, but I just downloaded or updated my ChatGPT, and it has the capability now of actually controlling your computer and running tasks on the computer. So I was curious at like to what extent that was, and I first had it. I told it to use with a prompt in ChatGPT. I told it to create a new Photoshop flyer to promote Karaoke Thursdays with Renee, and I sat here and watched it. It took 25 minutes on the first pass, and then it took 21 minutes for the next attempt, and then it was down to 5 minutes. And I told it to like take all the shackles off and do whatever. Whatever you can do to cut corners and to be faster. So we got it down to like 5 minutes. I don't know why I'm coughing all of a sudden. And now I'm working with, I'm kind of training it on what I need and what I like in DaVinci Resolve from a new 3-camera shoot that I just did on Friday of a musical performance. So it's pretty interesting because it's doing more than I thought it was going to be able to do. It's not perfect yet, but I'm hoping this next revision is going to be pretty good. So I'm telling it how I like things laid out and synced up and stuff like that. So, I'm thinking long term. So as I bring in or as I start new projects, like I don't even have to open the program. I could say, hey, I got new footage in this folder in my computer. Give it the good old treatment for a band performance, or give it a treatment for a 5 to 7 minute in the loop TV show segment. There's interview footage, there's B-roll, there's other assets. Whip it up. So that'd be pretty cool. I'm not scared. I'm gonna embrace it and learn how to work with it, because it's going to save me, it could potentially save me a lot of time. It'll be a while before the AI robot can go out to a location and get the footage that's needed. So I'll have that for a while, but of course I can fine tune everything, and a lot of people probably wouldn't have the patience to train it either. So anyway, you probably bounced out as soon as you got in here, so I'm probably just talking into the ether. So if anyone is there watching or listening on any platform, please say something, especially TikTok, because I need people to comment and gift a rose on TikTok. And I invite you to comment, please. Please comment. Please drop a comment here on TikTok. I would love to talk to you. See if that worked. Oh, and please follow. Please follow my page, my TikTok page. Okay, what can I do here? Oh, maybe we should do this yet. Okay. The manual review is complete. The old 15 mechanical samples are being replaced by 45 irregular length approved passages. I rejected stable but bad compositions as well as actual movement, black obstructed frames, misfocus, camera travel, and awkward partial reframes. I'm rebuilding the linked sync and selects timeline from those approved ranges now. It was incredible. So it's taken a while, but again, I could direct it to you know, give these treatments or these early treatments to projects, and I could be doing something else with my time other than sitting here and staring at it, waiting for it to do the next thing. But anyway, drop me a comment, guys. Give me a follow, please. I'll follow you back. I need some mutual follows as well, so I'll do that. I'll do that also. Okay. Okay, which ones do I need? Invite. Okay, so I need 3 more invites. Invite. Oh, here it goes. Oh, look at that. See, that looks promising. That's what I wanted to see. Boy, that still seems like a long time in between good shots, though. Whoa, look at it go. Look at it go. Removing temporary proxy. Oh. Redone with a continuous review of the handheld footage, not timed sampling. Okay, so it created a couple of timelines. The handheld layer now contains 45 approved irregular length passages totaling about 7.5 minutes. Repositioning, missed focus, black obstructed frames, and poor compositions are disabled. The selects timeline has 11 reviewed excerpts with all 3 video-audio pairs linked and frame contiguous. Resolve is open on the new selects timeline. No deliverable was exported, and the temporary view copy was removed. All right, so let's see what happened here. And of course, these are all, these aren't... Okay, let's just check it out, see how good it did. Where's the audio? Oh. And why don't we just solo this one? So that sync seems a little off. Yeah, why is that still in there? That was the only one though so far. Okay, so far there was only one handheld shot that should have been rejected. Yeah, this one, that was okay, I guess. Okay, so it recognized that was a good camera move. Good. Interesting. That was pretty good. There was only one shot, which is like right here, and it was only like exit. Oh, 8, 12, 16. Okay, exactly 12. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can do another. Okay, you did a pretty good job, and there was only one handheld shot that was bad for a few seconds, but that's no big deal. For the most part, you gave me a decent 2-minute timeline of some select moments. Period. I'm not sure how you chose those moments, but I don't want to worry about that right now. Leo, for what? What's going on? Coming in from Instagram. Just messing with ChatGPT here. And I forgot that I'm dictating, so let me continue what I was saying. So now I would like to take this one step further, and on the selects timeline that you created, I would like you to edit in between all three layers. So the wide shot, the medium shot, and the handheld shot, and keep it moving. And feel free to use some motion stuff. Okay, I cut that short because what's up, Uncle? Levi? Say what? What are you doing? This is a surprise. Talk to me. What are you doing? Where are you at? What's going on? How are you? I love you. I think I screwed up my dictation. That's okay. It was worth it. I think the 72 threw me off because I'm like, someone born in 1972. Put that back on there. I'm just working with some artificial intelligence here. Just been getting my life together. Love you too, man. Good. Get your life together. Don't we all have to get our life together? Whew. There's sometimes I just question my choices. Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, I miss you. When I get to see you again? You're still in Colorado, right? Give me the deets. Okay. All right, let me try this again because what happened to I recorded all that and then nothing. Retry dictation? Oh, good, got it. Okay. For the most part, give it to you the time last 6 moments period. I'm sure. Don't worry about that right now. Leo, for what was going on? I couldn't finish just but you forgot that there's something I could do. So now I'd like to, okay. All right, let me just finish my thought here. So now I would like to take this one step further, and on the select timeline that you created, I'd like you to edit in between all three layers. So the wide shot, the medium shot, and the handheld shot, and keep it moving. Feel free to say that. Feel free to do digital zooms and also use any effects that you can. On the effects tab. All right, let's try that for now. All right, Levi, what you saying here? Let's see. Filed my own LLC. I braided hair. Yeah, I'm in Colorado. I'm on probation still for a while, but I'll visit as soon as I'm able. Using AI to help you manage the content you be shooting. Yeah, bro. So this is pretty wild. I mean, this just happened today. I don't know how much you know about AI and ChatGPT in particular, but I've been using ChatGPT for over 3 years, over 3 years, and they just did an update to the program on my Mac. And it now has the capability of controlling your computer. It can run tasks, it can run open programs and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, let's test this out. So I told it to, using Photoshop, to create a new flyer for Renee's Thursday karaoke, karaoke Thursdays with Renee at the Social View, which we've been doing for a few months now. Renee hosts. Look what it's doing. So this is all, you see what's happening right now? So this is AI. It's going through the footage and looking at things, I guess, and going to choose some different angles and stuff. So I told it to create a new thing. And so it opened up, like it launched Photoshop and created a numerous layered graphic right in front of me. I was just sitting here watching it and the mouse was moving and stuff like that. So I'm actually pretty excited about this because I love technology and this feels like the future. And, I don't expect it, at least for a while, to take over like the real nuanced, creative kind of stuff that only the human eye can capture for right now. But still getting familiar with AI, but it's pretty amazing. Yeah. So, I had just moved the files over into a folder on the computer, and then I told ChatGPT, I was like, here's some new files from a band performance. I want you to bring it in, and I want you to sync them up and line them up and create an edit and blah, blah, blah. So I started that, that was like over 2 hours ago. And I'm basically training it on how I want it to do these things. So it's, we're on like the 4th or 5th attempt to get to where I'd like it to be at bare minimum. And So I'm just kind of, yeah, I'm training it and um, and getting it to do what I want it to do. And we're slowly getting there. And I can already see value in this. It will already probably save me an hour or two on a similar project, like a band performance where I've got multiple cameras. You know, so what I just most recently did, it made a mistake by using some of the handheld shots that were sloppy. You know, because I'll have a lot of slop in my handheld shots, basically, to where I'm repositioning and I'm moving. I don't want to cut it because now I've got more small clips that I've got to sync up then to the video. So normally I would just run once I start all three cameras for like a band performance, particularly, so that once the audio is lined up, I'm good for the entire performance. It does eat up a lot of a lot more uh, of the memory card, but it saves me headache in post production. Um, so I'm kind of training it to analyze the footage and recognize where those moments are, where the camera's shaking, and I'm just obviously repositioning things. And so this last thing, so this timeline that you're seeing, well, I guess if you're watching on, what are you watching on? Oh, you're on Instagram, so you'd see the vertical. So in the middle there is the long timeline. If you have any of the other platforms, I mean, I'm live on Facebook right now and also YouTube. So you'd be able to see a better horizontal layout, like it would stretch out better, and you'd be able to see the timeline better if you're interested in that sort of thing. Um, I forgot where I was going with that. Yeah, lost my train of thought. Nothing new. Yeah, I've been pretty excited for AI for. I mean, since I started using it, it's taken. Especially like writing. Writing stuff is where I started initially. I have Facebook. I can switch to. Okay, there you go. Yeah, Jason Aaron Pro. There should be a. Oh, you know what? I think I'm only vertical there too. Am I, or did I go both? I can't remember if I'm on both of. Ah, crap. I can't remember now. You know what? I think I'm only on vertical right now. Why did I do that? I forget why I even did that. I can do dual output, so I could do landscape and vertical, but I think. Is there a way that I can check that right now? Oh, look at it go. Okay. Hold on, to be continued. Just stick here for now, Levi. That looks promising. Multicolored and everything. Boy, it's using Resolve more aggressively than I do. As far as organizational wise, it's renamed clips. I mean, there's stuff in here. I've never. I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know what it is. I mean, these little clips in here. I don't know if these are like bookmarks or whatever, but it's teaching me some things too. Oh, okay. What's your Facebook profile? Okay. Yeah. But Jason Aaron Pro is the when you do go to Facebook at some point, but also YouTube. Yeah, I can't remember, and I don't think I can. Yeah, I can choose between vertical, horizontal, or portrait, landscape, or both. And I think I switched recently to doing mostly portrait first, just an experimental kind of thing, and then I think I forgot to switch back. So anyway, I have no idea which orientation I am on what platform at this very moment. There is one dual output. Which one was that? I think. I guess I could look. Let me look at my phone since. Yeah, it might be YouTube. That would make sense. That might be the dual. I'm going to see and pull it to your Facebook live stream on my tablet. See if I can see it. Okay, cool. I'm gonna check my YouTube because that might be where I'm dual orientation. Videos live. That looks. Okay. Yeah, YouTube. If you go to my YouTube, which my handle is Jason Aaron Pro. I'm Jason Aaron Pro on every. I don't know why I'm talking over there. You're over here. Jason Aaron Pro on YouTube. I'm live there in landscape mode, so that must be the one landscape I'm on right now. I forgot all about that. I need to get that sorted back out. Okay. Okay, this is done. So what did it do here? Done. Resolve is open on, okay, that timeline. The 2-minute 9-second edit includes 44 cuts across the wide, lower and medium, and handheld angles. Varied 2 to 4 second shot pacing. I'll get on YouTube then. Okay, cool. Digital zooms, reframing, and subtle rotation accents. 4 selective fusion soft glow treatments. Continuous synchronized handheld camera audio, no picture audio gaps. I preserved the original stack selects timeline and did not export anything. Okay, so let's see how this worked out then. I'll throw it up there, and let's see what ChatGPT came up with. Here we go. Yeah, I should have held that handheld for longer, but it didn't. So I don't know if I can train it to recognize that sort of thing or not. A little bit of lag here because my computer's doing a lot. Oh, see, it's still, I don't know why it's not recognizing that handheld one. That little blip. Well, not sure what happened to that audio. That's not valid. Yeah, something happened there. Amy's back. Hi, Amy. Sorry I messed up your name earlier. I called you Ashley. I apologize very much. I'm sorry. But thanks for coming back. I think I was hammering your live earlier, if I remember right. Sending you some likes. Ooh, like this stream if you can. I think you did earlier. I'm supposed to invite your viewers to comment. So Amy, please comment. I'm still figuring out how the TikTok stuff works. As far as the exact, stuff you got to do for these rewards. TikTok does a really good job of making this stuff feel like a game, doesn't it? I'm not stressed at all. I got my triple points on though. These are kind of very niche live streams here lately, but I'm kind of working out the nuances of the different platforms. So, kind of been paying attention to what other people, other creators like you have been doing, and also, I try to learn something new every day on TikTok. So today I'm just working with ChatGPT and seeing what its capabilities are as far as using my computer and my programs to create edits. Earlier I had to create something in Photoshop. I literally sat here and watched it create a flyer for our Thursday karaoke in Photoshop. And now I have it working inside of DaVinci Resolve, and I'm training it on how I want it to lay out the footage. And, it's going to be a nice little time saver. It's probably going to save me, at this point, probably about an hour of some of the very preliminary tasks that I have to do with a new editing project. Bringing the footage in, laying it on the timeline, syncing it up, doing a quick cut of getting the slop out of there and stuff like that. So that's kind of where we're at right now. It did this little multi-camera edit kind of thing real quick. It's not great. There was a couple mistakes in there. Other than that, the footage is pretty valid. Hayden Bliss, what's up, brother? Thanks for popping in. Hayden Bliss dropped me a comment. Hey, Hayden, drop me 1 rose if you can. These are things I'm supposed to say, and I'm being very deliberate about how I say it because the TikTok needs to understand what I'm saying and give me the credit for saying it, because it's literally telling me to invite your viewers to comment. I just need 1 more comment. So I'm guessing that just did it. So I'm going to back out, and I'm going to come back in, and I'm going to see, yes, I got it. So now it gives me this little thing. Where's it at? Okay, let me turn down the brightness. Probably have to go way down, right? Does that show up? Okay, I can go a little bit brighter than that. So I just unlocked a quick pass. So anyway, so thank you. I appreciate that. And appreciate you stopping in to chat with me. What are you doing tonight? 10 o'clock at night. What time do you go to bed? What was I saying about this AI? Yeah, so the edit was, they were mostly valid edits, not real creative or anything super interesting about it. But again, just thinking about doing very preliminary edits on the start of a project could save me at this point probably an hour and a half ish, maybe not quite that long. Just out here watching TikTok, right? Well, I'm glad personally. Thank you for your service. All right, so I got another one. What else am I looking for? 10 different gifts sent in your live. Hey, if you can send 1 rose, if you haven't put money on TikTok, that's cool. But if you got a rose, you can go ahead and send it. I'll give you a real rose next time I see you. Just kidding, I probably won't. Renee would kill me. I don't even give her. She would say I never give her roses. I never give her flowers. I do give her flowers. But if she saw me giving you a rose, even out of as a joke, which that I would do that, she'd be like, ah, I ain't trying to go. I'm not trying to do that. Okay, collect 100 diamonds. I don't know when that'll happen. Gifts from 15 gifters in your live. I have 0 of 15 so far. I just need 15 different people to gift just at least 1 rose. Invite your viewers to follow you. Well, I'm sure Hayden already follows me. That's why I showed up on his thing. So I got to do co-host with Renee. I need to go live with guests for 45 minutes. Okay, go. Okay. I need fans. 10 fans during a live. Levi, if you're watching on YouTube now, you can comment there and I'll see it also. I'm seeing pretty much every platform I'm on. So it should come through. I'm on the multi-stream from inside of Streamlabs, so if you are watching and you still want to talk with me. Anyway, getting wrapped up in that. Yeah, so this is interesting. Oh, here's something I wanted to tell it. Let's see, I'll do this. I'll say, make sure that when you ever create a timeline inside of Resolve, that I always prefer it to start at 0 rather than an hour. Make sure when you ever create a timeline inside Resolve that I always prefer it to start at 0 rather than an hour. Yeah, that's basically what I said. I'm here just watching. Easy money. Make sure you follow me on YouTube. I'm such a slut. Man, it's so cool to hear from you, buddy. What a nice little unexpected surprise. Hope you're doing well. Keep your head up and stay out of trouble. What are they doing? I was like in the middle of doing something. Oh yeah, okay, so make sure when you ever create a timeline. I already did. I just happened to open it up for notification live was on my show this. Awesome. Good. Pop in often. I've been live every day for the past 4 weeks. So I'm pretty excited about the stuff that I'm learning, and I'll apply them. This is all my personal accounts, but I will apply the knowledge to the In the Loop TV show. But also, I might keep, I'll probably keep doing this for myself too. Again, because I'm constantly learning stuff. So keep an eye out for me. And TikTok, if you have TikTok, that's where I really need you, bro. Okay, so what do I want to... Okay, make sure that when you ever create a timeline set of Resolve, that I always prefer to start at 0 rather than an hour. Okay, what else do I need to say here? You had mostly valid edits, although there was still one shot that was sloppy on the handheld. And also there was another section where the audio sync was totally off somehow. No need to fix those right now. I think I've seen enough. Actually, I don't think I want to do that. So remember this workflow for future jobs and how I like you to lay out the footage and cut out the slop. Questions pertaining to softbox. To use them in studio. I have several, yes. I'm using one right now on my live stream. LOL. If you want to come to TikTok and give me a like, LOL. It's a friend of mine asking about softboxes. Okay, understood. I'll use zeros as the timeline start for future resolve work while preserving embedded source time code for synchronization. I'll also retain your preferred workflow. Locked widest camera, tighter tripod camera, handheld camera. Each camera's video and audio linked. Handheld slot repositioning cut and disabled. Only genuinely stable handheld passages enabled. Stack synchronized selects before creating a separate edited timeline. No export unless specifically requested. Okay, that's a pretty good start. So I have a couple of other projects that I'll give ChatGPT a stab at. Pretty fascinating. I'm excited. This will save me some of that simple, uncreative work, the base edits. Send me my TikTok, yo. Say less, Melissa. Okay, get that link. Alyssa. Do. Alright, let's see if Melissa pops in. I got another 3.5 hours for my triple points. Please follow me, viewers. Yeah, this is cool. Oh, that's another thing I want to tell it. Also, okay, let me do a dictation so that you guys can hear. Also, the way I like assets to be organized inside of DaVinci Resolve is the footage from my cameras, which is the B-raw footage from my Blackmagic cameras. I would like them in bins inside of Resolve that are the same as how they're labeled in Finder. Melissa, you found me. Hello, Melissa. I invite you to comment on my feed. This is a thing I have to say for my little reward thing. Also, please send me one rose. That's another reward thing. Also, well, you probably already followed me. Did you follow me? Please follow me, Melissa, if you haven't already, and I will follow you back. I promise. Anyway, so, oh yeah, Melissa. So I've got you're asking about softboxes. So I got a softbox right there, which is, it's like a 1 foot by 1 foot on top of my aperture light. You know what? I'll send you a photo. I'll send you a photo in Messenger. From my point of view. Is it? Okay, I guess I won't take it inside of there. Where's camera? Oops, I clicked off the rose. Where's mine? Well, I can't send you a rose unless you're live. I'll give you a real rose sometime. Renee would kill me. She says I never give her roses. She sees me give it. I was just joking about this with her nephew, Hayden. I was begging him for a rose. I was like, oh, I'll give you a rose. And I was like, oh, Renee would kill me because she says I don't give her roses or flowers, which is a lie. But anyway, that's that story. Where's my stupid camera app? On my old phone. Oh, I think I know why it's not showing up. Anyway, oh, you're in trouble. Yeah, I'm always in trouble. Okay. You followed me. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you for the follow. I will follow you also. Let me wipe this lens off. What do you want to know about the softbox? What would you like to know? Let me see. I guess I could do it like this. Yeah, that'll work. There you go. I'm sure that was a great shot up my chin. And Melissa, I will send you this photo. Anyway, I'm just like totally going down a rabbit hole because I have no idea what you're like. You asked me about you softboxes. Like, yeah, join my live. I'm on softbox right now. Here's a picture of a softbox. So if you have any specific questions, I'd be happy to help you out. It came with several softboxes. Oh, I skipped a line. So I got some equipment out of my attic that was given to me years ago. Sweet. It came with several softboxes. Sweet. They are not fun to set up. Oh, really? Yeah, the older ones could be pretty clunky and awkward. And actually, I got one softbox that like they're like wire. You know, it collapses down to like almost like an umbrella collapses down a little bit, but like an inverted umbrella. Sometimes the wires pop out. I mean, it wasn't a very high quality one, but it was okay. That's I don't know, it's like probably 5-6 years old. I don't have light stands for them, so looking for something compatible. Send me pictures. If it has a brand on it, that's cool. Send me the base where it might attach to something. You know, there's like a standard, there's some standard connections. Some of the cheaper ones might not follow those standards. What are those called? I haven't thought about that word in a long time. What is that called? It's you basically push it in and just give it like a little turn and it locks in. Um, but a light box, yeah, I guess maybe you're talking about a different. Because the picture I just sent you, it's a diffuser that's attached to my aperture light, which is attached to a C stand. But to just have a softbox, I mean, you gotta have a light for the softbox to do anything. This might be very obvious, or I just watched a video on it and know what you were talking about. Okay, what is the name of that thing? Oh, that's gonna bug me. That is gonna bug me. Oh, TikTok's trying to say I'm not active again. Nice try, TikTok. Not today. Gotta turn this little puzzle piece and hope for the best. Always get it wrong on the first one. I mean, it must be like 1 pixel off. But it was like a fuzzy dog. Like, I feel like there's a gray area there. Okay, we're back. We're back. I have a strobe and this giant light thing. Okay. Send me photos. Photos are worth 1,000 words. And here comes the photo. Ask and ye shall receive. Okay. All right. You get to actually watch me looking at your photo on the live. Pretty cool, huh? Isn't technology great? Making, whoa, stop turning. Making, never heard of them. Not that that means anything. Yep, there's those, well, actually, no, those are not the ones the standard ones I'm talking about. Not from that side, anyway. Oh, no, that wouldn't be. I'm talking to myself, mumbling to myself. Okay, what else you got in here? Smooth incandescent lights. Okay, so yeah, I see the... Looks like there might be some decent size soft boxes though, or light modifiers. Yeah, I still got some of those old can ones like what you're showing me here. Renee's old things. Let's see. I have still a giant light thing. Okay, since pick, it's like a treasure chest of equipment. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, so that's I'm sure that's probably going to be a standard light stand. You just look lights, if you just look for a light stand. Is that where did you ask me a specific question about these? I forget. You said they didn't come with, it came with several soft boxes. They're not going to set up. I don't have light stands for them, so looking for something. Oh, okay, yeah, something compatible. Yeah, I mean, if you just go to Amazon and look up light stand, you should be good. What I can't really tell from the photos how big they are. Yeah, you can get some pretty small light stands that aren't going to hold like the light. And I mean, if you want, you could bring them over sometime. I mean, I don't, that might be more trouble than it's worth necessarily, but you can get some that would, because you got to think about, you got the light stand, which is like a post, and then you've got the light that you're going to put on top of it, which it's going to, where that light connects is going to be pretty centered. It'll have like a little pivot thing so you can swivel it up and down. So that'll be pretty centered, but by the time you put the light box on it, now it's going to be very front heavy. And if you only have like these little stands, the feet don't go out very wide, if it's a small light stand, then that thing is never going to stand up. So I would, don't go on like just the smallest, dinkiest little thing. I've got some light stands that I bought off Amazon. The ones are they're almost too small for some with a modifier, but they're good for other stuff. I'm trying to think, what is today? When's the next time I'd see you? Thursday? If you come to karaoke Thursday, I could bring a couple of the light stands and you can maybe bring one of the lights and the modifier or something, or I can just let you borrow one of those light stands and work with it and see what you think. But anyway, let me know if you'd like to know anything else regarding light stands. Let's see. Well, I don't know how to install well, I don't know how to install it and set it up. Okay, I can do that. I have 2 cases. This all fits into. Okay, yeah, just do that. I'll try to. Wait, did I just switched. Yeah, I'll set a reminder to grab. I've got, I think, at least 3 different sizes of light stand, and we can kind of see, how it works on there, and if the small one seems too light and whatever. But yeah, that'd be cool. I like messing. I like messing with stuff. Yeah, I'm free Thursday. I'll bring good. That sounds real good. We'll get you back to karaoke somehow. Ooh, follow back. Yep, I'm following you back. Oh, this account is private. You will need the user's approval before you can follow. Got it. But I need a mutual follow. So you follow me. Now if I follow you back, the circle is complete and I get another little point. I have 1 of 10 so far on my little reward thing. Ooh, and I get 6 points for that. Some of these are hard, especially for a little newbie like me. Okay, so I was thinking about, should I cut the feed and start over? Is there any benefit to that? Get a little fresh burst out there. Good luck and good night. Good luck and good night. Thanks, Melissa. See you Thursday. Love you. Sleep tight. Don't let the bugs bite. Thanks for the rose if you sent one. I don't know if you sent one. Did you send one? No, you didn't. That's okay. Not required. I appreciate your support verbally. Let's see. Yeah, I got some other things I have to do too. Oh, I need to send out those invites. Okay, so I think I'm going to call this a wrap on this project and take a little break and cut the feeds, and I'll probably relaunch in a little bit. I want to get another thingy dingy, a little what is it? Oh, event thing. Okay, so I'm going to cut, and then I will get back on. Thank you all for watching. Levi, I love you, and I don't know, maybe you'll pop back on. I might take like a 15-20 minute break or something. I'm a little hungry. But yeah, that's it. That's it for now. Stop talking, Jason. Just cut it. Cut the feed. Cut the feed. Cut it. Cut it. Love you, Uncle Jay. I'll get with you soon. All right. Sounds good. Cutting the feed.